Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable modern coins in American numismatics, the 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarter. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, a regular state quarter? From my spare change. Yes, that's right. The Pennsylvania quarter that many of us spent on coffee or dropped in a vending machine might just be worth a small fortune today. But only under very special conditions that we'll talk about in detail. So make sure you stick with us until the end, because we're going to reveal how one of these humble quarters could be worth an astonishing amount. You truly won't believe your ears. Let's rewind for a second to where it all began. In 1999, the United States Mint launched one of its most ambitious and popular programs ever, the 50 State Quarters program. Pennsylvania was the second state to be honored in this historic release, following Delaware. The idea was simple yet powerful. Celebrate each state with a unique design on the reverse of the quarter. It was a genius way to combine education, patriotism, and collecting into one shiny little package. The Pennsylvania quarter was officially released on March 8, 1999. And while millions were minted, what makes this coin so fascinating isn't just its design or symbolism, but the rare mistakes, minting errors, and pristine conditions that can turn this common coin into a collector's dream. Let's take a closer look at the coin's design first, because even the visuals have meaning that goes beyond the metal dot on the reverse side. The Pennsylvania State Quarter features the Commonwealth statue, a keystone symbol, and a geographic outline of the state. The keystone pays tribute to Pennsylvania's nickname, the Keystone State, which reflects its central role in the founding of the nation. The statue, often associated with strength and vigilance, adds a powerful human element to the coin's story. Beneath it all, the word virtue, liberty, independence, the core values Pennsylvania holds dear. Now let's talk about the minting errors, the real reason collectors go wild over certain versions of this coin. While millions of these quarters were minted for general circulation, some left the U.S. Mint with unique flaws. These flaws, or errors, make them extremely rare and incredibly valuable. One of the most notable errors associated with the 1999 Pennsylvania quarter is the off-center strike. That's when the coin's design is misaligned due to improper placement during minting. The result is a coin that looks visibly off, sometimes with entire parts of the image missing or pressed unevenly. If you find one of these in near-perfect condition, hold on to it tight. It's not just a minting mistake, it's a jackpot. Another rare variation includes double die errors, where elements of the design, such as letters or numbers, appear doubled under magnification. This happens due to a misalignment during the striking process, and it creates a doubling effect that's clear to the trained eye. Collectors prize these coins because no two errors are exactly alike. They're like snowflakes, each one uniquely flawed, and therefore uniquely valuable. Then there's the wrong planchet error, which is when the quarter is accidentally struck on the metal blank mint for another coin denomination, such as a penny or dime. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, but when they do appear, they send shockwaves through the collecting community. But condition matters just as much as rarity. If you've got a Pennsylvania quarter with one of these errors, and it's in mint state, meaning it hasn't been circulated and shows no signs of wear, that's when the value can really soar. Even tiny scratches or discoloration can significantly drop a coin's market price, so pristine quality is everything. Now imagine this. You're going through an old coin jar, flipping through some change, and you come across a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter that looks just a little different. Maybe the strike is off, or the letters look doubled, or maybe the color feels off. That's when your heart starts racing, because it's coins like these that have fetched massive sums at coin auctions, and we mean massive. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, one of these rare 1999 Pennsylvania State Quarters, in immaculate condition with an extremely rare minting error, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $81,000. Yes, you heard that right. $81,000 US for a single quarter. That's the kind of life-changing value that makes the world of coin collecting so thrilling. It's not just about money. It's about history, art, rarity, and the excitement of never knowing when you'll stumble upon something truly extraordinary. So the next time you reach into your pocket or dig through your coin collection, don't overlook those state quarters. Because one of them might just be worth more than your car, more than your vacation, maybe even more than your paycheck. Top 2, we're diving into the fascinating story of a coin that might be hiding in plain sight. A coin that not only honors the rich culture of an American territory, but has also found its way into the spotlight of the collecting world. That's right, we're talking about the 2009 Guam quarter from the United States Mint. Now, before you pass this off as just another piece of pocket change, think again. This unassuming quarter has captured the attention of collectors around the world, not just for its beautiful design, but for a series of rare and eye-catching errors that could make it incredibly valuable. And yes, at the very end of this video, we'll reveal just how much one of these rare versions has been valued at. So make sure to watch closely, because you might already have one sitting in your change jar right now. Let's begin by taking a trip back to 2009, a year when the U.S. Mint released a very special series of quarters under the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarters Program. After completing the 50-state quarters program, the Mint decided to honor America's 6 territories, including Guam, by giving them each their own unique design on the reverse of the quarter. The Guam quarter was released on May 26, 2009, and it instantly stood out for its symbolic design and cultural richness. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays an outline of the island of Guam, a traditional sailing vessel known as the Flying Prow, and a latte stone, an ancient stone pillar used as a foundation by the Chamorro people, the indigenous people of Guam. Together, these elements tell the story of Guam's deep-rooted traditions, resilience, and identity. As an American territory with a rich cultural heritage, it's not just a quarter, it's a tribute. And for collectors, that story adds incredible value. But that's just the beginning. What truly turns this coin from a historical memento into a potentially priceless collectible are the minting errors, those rare and unexpected quirks that happen during the coin production process. These errors are like lightning in a bottle. They don't happen often, and when they do, collectors jump at the chance to get their hands on them. One of the most sought-after errors in the Guam quarter is the off-center strike. That's when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press and the design is stamped off-center. The more off-center the strike, the more dramatic and valuable the error becomes. Some of these off-center Guam quarters show large portions of the design missing or cut off, making them instantly eye-catching to seasoned collectors. Another rare error involves double die strikes, where parts of the design appear duplicated or blurry, especially around the lettering or the island outline. These are caused by a misalignment in the dies used to stamp the coin's design, and while small to the naked eye, these doubling effects become obvious under magnification, and they're extremely desirable. Then there's the elusive wrong planchet error. In some rare cases, a Guam quarter was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another coin, such as a dime or even a foreign coin. These planchet errors are extremely rare and considered holy grails among error coin collectors. A Guam quarter struck on the wrong metal or with the wrong size can fetch incredible prices at auction. And here's the catch. Most people don't even know these errors exist. That's what makes them so exciting to hunt for. These rare variations are not the kind of thing you find in a roll of shiny new coins at the bank. They're found by sharp-eyed collectors going through old coin jars, flea market finds, and dusty boxes in the attic. But rarity alone isn't enough to push a coin into the stratosphere of value. Condition is everything. A rare Guam quarter that's been heavily circulated may still be worth something, but one in mint state, meaning it shows no signs of wear, scratches, or damage, is where the real value lies. The shinier, cleaner, and more untouched the coin is, the higher the value climbs. What does this all mean for you? Well, it means that next time you're handed change at the store, or you're sorting through that big old jar of coins, you might want to take a closer look. Because if you happen to come across a 2009 Guam quarter with one of these rare errors, and it's in near-perfect condition, you could be holding on to something far more valuable than 25 cents. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. One such rare Guam quarter, featuring a stunning mint error and preserved in absolutely pristine condition. has been valued by collectors at an incredible $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. 78,000 United States dollars for a single quarter. That's the magic of coin collecting. It turns history, art, and a little bit of luck into real-world treasure. And it all starts with knowing what to look for. So, if you're as fascinated by the hidden gems in your coin collection as we are, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover something valuable. Have you found any unusual coins lately? Let us know in the comments. We love hearing your coin stories and sharing the thrill of the hunt with fellow collectors. Top 3, we're taking a closer look at a state quarter that many people carry in their pockets without a second thought. It's a coin that not only honors one of the most iconic states in American history, but has also surprised collectors with its potential to be worth thousands. So grab your magnifying glasses and pay close attention, because this isn't just any coin. It's the 2002 Ohio State Quarter. Now, you might be thinking, Ohio? What could be so special about a quarter from Ohio? Well, get ready to be amazed. Because what seems like a simple commemorative coin actually holds secrets that only the sharpest eyes and the most curious minds can uncover. Secrets that, under the right circumstances, have led to jaw-dropping values. And yes, before we wrap things up, we'll reveal the true value that one of these rare Ohio quarters has reached in the collector's market. So stay tuned. Let's begin with a bit of history. In 2002, as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, the U.S. Mint released the Ohio State Quarter, making it the 17th coin in the series. Each quarter was designed to celebrate the unique history, culture, and achievements of each U.S. state. Ohio's contribution to this series was nothing short of iconic. On the reverse of the Ohio Quarter, you'll find a tribute to the state's rich legacy in space exploration and aviation. The design features a vintage airplane representing the Wright brothers, who famously flew the world's first powered aircraft in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, but who were, importantly, from Dayton, Ohio. Right beside it floats an astronaut, representing another Ohio native, John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth. Behind them is the outline of the state and the proud inscription, "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers." The front of the coin, like all state quarters, features the familiar portrait of George Washington. But it's not the design that makes this coin potentially worth a fortune. It's what went wrong during the minting process. Because when things go wrong at the U.S. Mint, collectors get excited. Let's talk about what makes some of these Ohio quarters incredibly rare and valuable. One of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting is the hunt for minting errors, flaws that occurred during production, making the coin unique. And the Ohio quarter has its fair share of famous errors. First up is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to stamp the coin shifts slightly between strikes, causing elements of the design to appear doubled. Imagine looking closely and seeing two sets of numbers, letters, or outlines, like a ghost image overlapping the original. These are extremely collectible, and the Ohio quarter has been discovered with this kind of doubling on the state outline and the lettering. If you spot this doubling with the naked eye or under magnification, hold on to that coin. It's special. Another major error is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not properly aligned in the press, leading to a design that's shifted to one side. Depending on how far off it is, these coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some Ohio quarters with significant off-center strikes, especially if the date is still fully visible, have sold for high premiums. Then there's the wrong planchet error, one of the rarest and most valuable types of mistakes. In some freak occurrences, a quarter design is struck on a blank mint for another denomination or even a foreign coin. For instance, there are rumors of Ohio quarters being minted on nickel planchets, which would give them a completely different weight, thickness, and sound. If you come across an Ohio quarter that just feels different, don't dismiss it. Get it checked. But let's not forget one of the most important factors in coin collecting: condition. Even with a rare error, a coin that's heavily scratched or worn will not command top dollar. However, if you happen to find one of these Ohio quarters in pristine, mint state condition, with no signs of wear or circulation, its value skyrockets. The most valuable coins are those that have been preserved with great care, either by accident or by a collector who saw something special from the beginning. Now, here's where things get really exciting. Imagine finding a coin that's already rare due to an error and then discovering it's in flawless condition. That perfect storm of rarity and quality is what drives collectors wild, and what sends values soaring at auction.so now. The big reveal. Point one such rare Ohio State quarter, featuring a dramatic minting error and preserved in immaculate condition, was recently valued in the collector market at a stunning $76,000. Yes, you heard correctly. 76,000 United States dollars for a single quartered. That's the magic of numismatics. A coin that many people wouldn't think twice about spending on a snack could actually be worth more than a brand new car. And the best part? These coins are still out there. In wallets, in piggy banks, in old coin jars and forgotten collections.so. The next time you get change from the store, take a moment. Look closely, because one of those quarters might just have something special, a small error, a rare strike, a perfect surface that turns it from spare change into treasure. Top 4. We're exploring a stunning piece of American history, one that many people have handled, spent, or forgotten about, without realizing its hidden value. And we're talking about the United States of America Mississippi State quarter from the year 2002. Now, this isn't just any coin. Sure, at first glance, it looks like a regular 25-cent piece, one of the many state quarters released as part of the legendary 50 state quarters program. But this Mississippi quarter holds a unique charm. It's not just about the beauty of its design. It's the unexpected minting errors and rare variants that have turned certain examples of this coin into incredibly valuable collector's items. And in this video, we're going to break it all down for you. What to look for, what makes it special, and exactly how much one of these coins has sold for at the very end. So be sure to stay with us. Let's begin with the origin of the coin. The Mississippi State quarter was released on October 15, 2002. As part of the U.S. Mint's effort to honor each state's culture and history, Mississippi's coin features a breathtaking design. The magnificent blossoms of the magnolia tree, the official state flower. This isn't just any floral design. It's beautifully detailed, symmetrical, and elegantly engraved, with the word Mississippi above and the phrase the Magnolia State beneath it. It's one of the more artistically admired designs in the series. But it's not just about appearance. What's underneath the surface is where things get really interesting. You see, millions of these quarters were minted, but only a very small handful contain rare errors that slipped past quality control at the U.S. Mint. These minting mistakes are what send collectors into a frenzy and can turn a simple quarter into a piece worth thousands. Let's talk about what types of errors make the Mississippi quarter so valuable. First up is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once with a misaligned die, resulting in a doubling effect on the text or image. On the Mississippi quarter, collectors have reported doubling on the word Mississippi and on the magnolia petals. Under magnification, the details seem to shadow themselves, creating a ghost-like double outline. If you spot this, congratulations, you might be holding something very special. Next, we have the off-center strike error. This happens when the coin blank is not properly centered in the press when it's stamped. The result? A coin where part of the design is missing or pushed to one side. Some off-center Mississippi quarters are so extreme that nearly half the design is missing, but the date is still fully visible, which increases the value even more. These types of off-center coins are incredibly popular with collectors and can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But that's not all. There are also rare instances of the wrong planchet error, where the quarter is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for another coin. For example, if a Mississippi quarter was accidentally struck on a nickel or dime planchet, it would be lighter, thinner, and have a different color or sound when dropped. These wrong planchet coins are exceptionally rare and considered prized finds in the numismatic world. And here's something even more interesting. Some Mississippi quarters have been found with clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is missing, as if it was bitten off. This error occurs when a blank planchet is incorrectly cut from the metal sheet. The result? A quarter with a crescent-shaped chunk missing. Combine that with good condition, and you've got a coin that turns heads at auctions. But here's the golden rule in the coin collecting world. Condition is everything. If you've got one of these Mississippi quarters with an error, but it's been passed around and heavily worn, it might be interesting, but not incredibly valuable. However, if you find one in mint state condition, meaning it looks brand new and has never been circulated, the value increases dramatically. These mint condition coins, especially with visible errors, are the treasures serious collectors are hunting for. So, how do you know if your quarter is valuable? Start by examining it under a magnifying glass. Look closely at the letters, numbers, edges, and the magnolia design. Any unusual doubling, misalignment, or odd metal shape could be a sign of an error. Also, pay attention to how the coin feels and sounds. Sometimes the smallest detail makes the biggest difference. Now, after all of this, are you ready for the moment you've been waiting for? Because here it comes. The part that really shows how powerful a small mistake can be. Point 1 Rare 2002 Mississippi State Quarter, featuring a dramatic minting error and preserved in immaculate, uncirculated condition, was recently valued at an astounding $74,000. Yes, you heard that right. 74,000 United States dollars for a single quarter. Imagine finding that in your coin jar. That's the magic of collecting. That's the thrill of the hunt. That's why so many people are turning to their spare change, their old collections, or even their childhood piggy banks to look for forgotten treasures. So, before you spend that quarter, make sure to flip it over and take a good look. You never know when you might be holding a small piece of metal that carries a massive surprise. Top 5 We're zooming in on a coin that might not look all that flashy at first glance. But for collectors, it's a hidden gem with some jaw-dropping surprises. We're talking about the United States of America Wyoming State Quarter from the year 2007. Now, at first, this coin might seem a little simple. In fact, when the Wyoming Quarter was first released, it actually sparked a bit of debate among collectors. Some found the design too minimalist. Others called it plain. But here's the kicker. That very simplicity has made it one of the most mysterious and surprising coins in the entire 50 State Quarters program. Let's take a look at what makes this coin special and how, in rare cases, it can be worth far more than its face value. And yes, we'll be revealing exactly how much one of these coins sold for, but you'll need to stick around to the end to hear the full amount. And trust me, it's going to surprise you. The Wyoming Quarter was released in 2007 as the 44th coin in the State Quarters program. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find an image that perfectly captures the spirit of the American West, a cowboy riding a bucking bronco. It's a tribute to Wyoming's wild frontier legacy and its proud nickname, the Equality State. The design is bold in its simplicity, featuring only the cowboy, the state outline, and the words, the Equality State. But here's where things get interesting. Because while the coin's design might be clean and straightforward, the minting process wasn't always perfect. And in the world of coin collecting, imperfections are gold. Let's talk about errors. Those rare, unintended mistakes that occur during minting. Errors can be tiny, almost unnoticeable, or they can be dramatic, transforming an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And the 2007 Wyoming Quarter has had some fascinating error examples that have collectors buzzing. Point 1 of the most talked about is the missing or faint details error. Some Wyoming quarters have been found with weak or completely missing elements in the cowboy's arm or hat, almost as if parts of the design are fading away. This is often due to a worn or overused die, and while it might seem like a flaw, in the collector's world, it's a jackpot. The more unusual and rare the error, the more collectors want it. Then we have the die break errors, also known as cuts. This happens when a piece of the die used to strike the coin breaks off, leaving behind raised, blob-like areas on the finished coin. On the Wyoming Quarter, some cuts have been found near the edges or even around the cowboy's figure. These make the coin truly unique, like a fingerprint. No two are exactly alike. Another intriguing error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank isn't correctly aligned during minting. As a result, the design appears shifted to one side, sometimes cutting off parts of the image or lettering. A Wyoming quarter with a dramatic off-center strike, especially one where the date is still visible, can fetch a hefty price. There's even a rare case of the Wyoming quarter being struck on a foreign or wrong planchet, meaning the coin was accidentally minted on the wrong metal blank. This type of error changes the coin's weight, sound, and sometimes even its color. These are incredibly rare, but if you ever come across a Wyoming quarter that feels unusual or looks different, don't dismiss it. You could be holding something very valuable. Now, let's not forget the most important factor in all of this: condition. If your coin has an error but is scratched, discolored, or worn out, its value may be lower. But if it's in mint state, meaning no visible damage, no circulation wear, and full detail, then you've got something special. Coin grading agencies even assign scores, and a coin graded MS 65 or higher is considered investment-grade quality. So, what does all this mean for you? It means that even a coin as common-looking as the 2007 Wyoming State Quarter can be worth a fortune if it has the right combination of rarity, condition, and error. And now, here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. One specific Wyoming quarter from 2007, featuring a rare minting error and preserved in exceptional, uncirculated condition, has been valued by collectors and auction experts at an incredible $72,000. Yes, that's right, 72,000 United States dollars. For a single quartered, that's the kind of coin that transforms an ordinary day into an unforgettable one. It's why collectors keep searching. It's why people dig through old change jars and inspect every coin that passes through their hands. Because you never know when your next quarter could be a hidden treasure. The next time you find a Wyoming State quarter in your change, don't spend it just yet. Take a closer look. Flip it over, check the details, feel the texture, and if something seems different, it just might be.
And if you are new to the channel, make sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel to get more information about rare coins in future. Thank you.